All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking behavioral science and translating it straight into a high-impact operational strategy. Look, if you manage a team, or honestly, just your own heavy workload, you already know that administrative drag is the absolute enemy of output. So, we're going to systematically eliminate that drag, and we're going to reclaim your time. Let's kick things off with a hard truth. How often do you sit down at your desk for 3 solid hours, fully intending to crush your most important deliverables, and then accomplish absolutely nothing? You definitely didn't wake up today planning to lose 4 hours to doom scrolling, right? And yet, it happens to the best of us. Now, here's the thing. The core systemic flaw here is not a lack of managerial discipline. The real issue is that your brain is biologically hardwired to take the path of least resistance. It's just doing what it evolved to do. We are literally battling biology here, not willpower. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the productivity leak. Then, Rule 1, first domino, Rule 2, phone gel protocol, Rule 3, instant completion, and finally, we'll wrap up with the executive summary. All right, Section 1, the productivity leak. Like we touched on, losing hours to distractions is absolutely not a personal failure. So let's just go ahead and dispense with the myth that you or your team simply lack discipline. Because our brains naturally default to the easiest, most immediate action, we have to structurally engineer distractions right out of our work environment if we want to see real efficiency gains. Moving on to Section 2, Rule 1, first domino. When we apply this first domino concept in a business context, it means shifting your focus entirely away from that massive final deliverable. Instead, you're going to narrow your attention exclusively to the immediate, microscopic physical action required just to start. Think of it exactly like a single domino initiating a massive chain reaction. Let's look at how this actually plays out. Say you have a massive Q3 board brief to draft. Just the sheer cognitive load of that entire project is enough to trigger your brain's resistance. So your goal is not to finish the report. Your only goal is, step 1, simply opening a blank document. That's it. You push that first domino and momentum naturally takes over. Okay, Section 3, Rule 2, phone jail protocol. Now consider the mechanics of a low-friction versus a high-friction environment. A phone just sitting there on your desk? That's low friction. It enables a totally unbroken dopamine loop. But placing that exact same phone in another room before you even sit down to work, that creates a high friction environment. The dopamine loop breaks simply because the device isn't immediately accessible. That physical distance literally forces a reset. Making yourself get up, walk to another room, and then check a notification engineers just enough structural friction to kill the distraction dead in its tracks. It essentially intercepts that biological default we talked about, locking you right back into deep work. Next up, Section 4, Rule 3, instant completion. The magic number here is 60 seconds. If an administrative task takes less than a minute, maybe it's a quick email or filing a single document, you execute it immediately. You don't add it to a list, you don't save it for later, you complete it right then and there to stop it from draining your future cognitive bandwidth. What this does is build a pretty ruthless mental filter. Approving a timesheet, filing a compliance form, or just firing off a simple yes reply to a stakeholder. Do them instantly. This clears the deck, leaving you with a perfectly clear mind to tackle the real heavy lifting. Things like financial audits or restructuring plans, without the constant nagging drag of pending microtasks. Which brings us to Section 5, the executive summary. Discipline is a muscle, but these rules are the gym equipment. I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. As a busy manager, you already possess the drive. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. What you actually need are these specific structural tools to truly optimize your output. So stop relying on willpower alone, start using the equipment. Deploying these interventions is really your key to radical efficiency. You bypass task resistance by initiating the first domino. You break those sneaky dopamine loops by enforcing the phone jail protocol. And you instantly clear administrative drag with the 60-second rule. These are your operational levers now. And of course, accountability is a vital part of making this operational shift stick. If you're seriously ready to stop the scroll and start the work, comment reset below. It signals both to yourself and your team that you're committed to executing this strategy this week. So, looking at the structural interventions we've covered today, I want to leave you with this. Which of these micro rules will be your first domino to reclaiming your team's time tomorrow morning? Pick one, Put it into practice and watch your efficiency radically transform.